Yo, what up? This is Jarvis Simmons, representing Physiques of Greatness. I'm gonna edit that shit out. So anyway, all right. I don't really know why I'm making this video right now. I'm just gonna fucking record and just let the shit ride. Just let the shit flow out. But as of right now, as of today, I'm homeless. Homeless as fuck. And right now I'm outside of a library. Just to give you a short little background, I was living in Tulsa and decided to move down to Dallas to be with my ex-wife. And at the time it made perfect sense. I was in the natural gas and oil industry. And I was making pretty decent money. I was working at this company for 3 years, and it was great. It had a lot of potential. I was making about $25 an hour as a contractor, and it had a limited overtime, and so I was making great money. But at the same time, I was commuting back and forth from Tulsa to Oklahoma. Tulsa to Oklahoma City to pick up my son. So that's about an hour and a half commute. 3 hours total from going to Oklahoma City to pick up my son and bring him back to Tulsa, then go back and forth. So actually 6 hours total. So I would do that practically every weekend. There will be some weekends I would miss, but I think it's due to, I was pretty much newly divorced around that time. And of course, I was paying child support as well, and I was paying for my son's daycare, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about me fucking being homeless right now. So, so I lived with my ex for a while. Of course, it started off great. I got a couple of jobs. Actually I had 401k when I first got down here, so I was able to use that towards bills and stuff like that. So the first year, I've been here for about 2 years now. Well, no, about a year and a couple of months. And so the first year was okay. I got a couple of little bullshit jobs when I first got down here, working at Amazon and working at several places. But I ended up landing a good job within my field, within the IT field, as a help desk representative for CompuCom. So that I worked there for about 3 or 4 months, and that was only a contract position. Then that ended up drying up. They ended up I think they ended up relocating to Canada or Mexico or something like that. So that contract ended. Then after that contract ended, I ended up getting some other contracts. But anyway, so it all went downhill in November. Ended up getting, I was working for this company downtown as a contractor, and that ended up going downhill very quickly. Went down here very quickly. So I ended up losing that gig due to this woman. She was a crazy ass, narcissistic, power hungry ass bitch. And for the very reason that a lot of people feel the same way I do, I know that it's very accurate. It's just not my opinion. It's a fact that she's very negative. But anyway, we couldn't get along, and I couldn't work for her. I tried as much as I could to kind of conform into, whatever she wanted or whatever they were trying to have, and I was probably like the 5th or 6th person there for that role, and that role would kind of continuously be, people would be replaced just for that one position, working under this woman. But anyway, after that, it was very difficult for me to get a job, even though it was, the holiday season. So I went to UPS as a delivery driver helper person, and I actually went to Amazon too. I worked there last year, so I'm thinking like it shouldn't be an issue for me just to return there. So went to Amazon, and they had practically everything is online. They give you a status and say, hey, you're good to go. All you got to do is come take a drug test, or attend this meeting, whatever. So I did all that. I did the meeting. I took the drug test, passed, did the background test, and for a while there, it was just saying, waiting on whatever, confirmation and all this other shit. And that was for like a couple of weeks. Then eventually, it just said like we're no longer interested in you. After I went through that whole process, so I was kind of leaning towards that. And then eventually, UPS during peak season, they stopped giving me hours, and I heard that that's normal for them. I spoke to numerous people that said like they would work for FedEx or UPS, and eventually they would just stop getting hours. So of course I kept applying at different places, but eventually my bills kept getting worse, and and thank God for my mom. Like she helped me out quite a bit. She probably gave me a couple grand just to be able to pay my car payment and to be able to pay half the rent, shit like that. And so ended up landing a part-time gig at a restaurant, at a fast food restaurant. But of course, when I first got there, I didn't really get that many hours. I was pretty new, so I was just in training. And during that time, my ex was like, she was thinking to have her, she needed her evenings because she just landed a new job. But anyway, I ain't gonna go to all the details and shit. At this point, one small detail that I managed to miss. Went to this interview through a staffing agency. Got the job. The interview went well. The interview was great, right? And they hired me. They wanted to hire me. This is in December. But it was like, okay, the staffing agency called me. Hey, you did wonderful. They want you. They love you. They like you. Yeah, the job is guaranteed to be yours. Guaranteed to be yours. They loved you. The only thing is, they got to wait until after the holidays because, you know how shit is in different companies during the holidays. It's about to be a new year, so HR is revving up and they trying to plot and figure out shit and all that. So, it was acceptable. I understood. I was like, okay, yeah, that's understandable. So, December passes, now it's January. And I'm keeping my days open because I'm preparing myself for this new job. I'm like, hey, this is going to happen. I'm guaranteed. I'm already hired, so why take another job in the daytime? So let me go ahead and find something in the evening. So I'm looking for different evening shifts. But at this point, I got to have something that pays weekly because now I need money immediately. I can't get like a job that pays every 2 weeks and wait 3 weeks to get paid and all that shit. So, long story short, the company that hired me decided at the last minute that they didn't have the budget to hire me. They decided that, actually they hired someone prior to me interviewing, and once they hired me and after the holidays, they concluded that they didn't have enough money or they were beyond budget or a bunch of restraints that they were experiencing. So that pretty much fucked me up. It fucked me over quite a bit, very deeply fucked me over. And by me being dependent on that job, it fucked up my other opportunities I had. Because I think I declined a couple of opportunities, during the day because of that one job, So, like I say, I ended up getting a job at this restaurant part-time, and I went through 6 different interviews to get hired. And from those 6 interviews, I got one job, and the job doesn't start for another 3 weeks. And this part-time job I probably get about $200 a week. So, luckily I do have some money, but due to me leaving my ex's house, practically owe her $600 because I left at the end of the month in January. So I was trying to help. I was really trying to help her pay her half, or pay the rent. But eventually, she ended up having some difficulties as well. But right now, shit is just all fucked up. So right now, I'm just trying to figure out exactly what to do. You know, living in my car ain't that bad. I mean, you know, I work. I'm really trying to get a second job so I can just be at work all day and just sleep in my car when necessary and shower at the gym. You know, I could just go to the gym and shower and brush my teeth and stuff like that. And it's only $5 to get myself groomed. That's going to have to take place as well. But I figured in the meantime, by me coming to the library and me being out here in Dallas, I just realized, like, well, okay, in Oklahoma, it wasn't difficult for me to get a job at all due to my degree and my experience. You know, I can get a, you know, IT job pretty quickly. But down here it's as if you're so damn disposable. There's so many hundreds of thousands of people with degrees and, you know, different experiences. I mean, even with my unique background as a SCADA technician, which is supervisory control automated data acquisition technician, you know, you would think that would transfer easily. But I noticed during some interview, like I would get an interview with an energy company because they would see my SCADA background, but they'll be like, okay, you know, I would go to an interview and the interview would go well. It would be multiple people interviewing me, asking questions. And the interview would go well. Then after, you know, I would get a call from a staffing agency say, well, they were wanting a senior, or they want somebody with more experience. You know, it's like, why? It's like, here it is. I have experience, at least about 4 years experience as a SCADA technician. So don't you think I would be easily trainable towards your, you know, operation or your electric grid, or be able to adapt well to change? Because I would, in my environment, or in a SCADA environment, there's always change, there's always learning, there's constant evolving within that field. And I just been experiencing a lot of bullshit here. It's like, it's amazing to me on the amount of bullshit that I've experienced. And this is not me whining like a little bitch. This is not me saying, hey, you know, my life is over and all that shit. But it's just like, man. And the crazy fucked up thing about it is, it's like, by going through that drought of, you know, going through that financial drought, I'm not really able to, you know, pay for, you know, a tag and insurance and shit like that. So I can't really travel that much. I just stick to certain areas, you know, try not to be on, you know, certain avenues and shit like that, because I can't take the chance of getting pulled over and losing my car, getting towed and all that shit. So I pretty much park at the library, restaurants and shit like that, and park at hotels, so I'm like kind of inconspicuous. So this shit is going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. I don't know exactly how I'm going to get myself out of this situation, but I know in the meantime, for anybody watching this video who's going through a similar situation, or who has financial problems, or, you know, their future seems kind of dim career-wise. If you're in the IT field, whatever field you're in, you know, unless you have 10 to 20 years experience, you've just been in that field for so long that you don't require some type of degree or certification or anything like that. But for anybody who is at the beginning stages, or who is just in a period of turmoil, just make yourself more valuable. That's my plan. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out, but I know within the IT field, by you having multiple certifications and knowing what the fuck you're doing, and that's another thing. It's like, I've been on 3 interviews that had great potential, but they asked me, you know, how well do I know SQL? And I know it a little bit, but I don't know a lot of different I know it a little bit, but not enough to be hired immediately. Just hop in and start fixing shit. And I noticed being here, they want people to be experts or whatever it is they do, and just so they can just hop in and start immediately and due to the demand. So I figured, hey, I'm just gonna learn a bunch of shit. I mean, I'm gonna go to this other job. I mean, it pays like $17 an hour, and hopefully I can get an evening job as well. But while I'm at this other job, I'm just gonna study my ass off. You know, there's this entrepreneur that said if you can sacrifice 2 years of your life of not partying and bullshit and just focus on whatever it is, it's like you're guaranteed decades. That 2 years will lead to decades of success and decades of not worrying about bullshit. We're not worrying about bills. If you could just sit down and focus, study shit, read a bunch of books. I even saw that on TED. You know, this dude was saying that well, he's a self-made millionaire, and he said the basic changes he made in his life, he started reading more books, he surrounded himself with more positive, successful people, and I forgot what the third one was, but he read more books, surrounded himself with successful people, and I can't remember what the other one was, but another quote that I've heard is like, the people you know, the places you've been, and the books you've read that dictate who you are as a person. So if you don't read any books, which I'm a victim of, well, not a victim, but guilty of, I haven't been reading a lot of books, and haven't studied a lot, knowing that a long time ago I should have studied SQL, I should have studied C++, I should have studied C#, or got multiple certifications, just making myself more valuable within my field. That's what I should have did a long time ago. But now it's all in my face. Like, there's a quote like, the universe will make you, if you're not able to change, the universe will make you so uncomfortable to where you have to change. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's like, I'm living in my car, homeless as fuck, getting $200-300 a week. My car payment is $440, and whatever changes, whatever I've been doing up until this point hasn't been working. Going off of my little experience, well, my 6 or 7 years as a technician or a help desk technician, it's really not enough. It's not enough to excel. It's not enough to, you know, get to where I want to be. So that's my answer. It's just make yourself more valuable. And this is going to be like a vlog just to show and prove if it really works. If it really works. So you're going to follow me and see if this shit works. See me get different certifications. And my ultimate goal is to become a data scientist in this shit. Because data scientists, you start about 70, 80,000, maybe 100,000, but you have potential to make 100,000 very quickly being a data scientist. Or something in big data. So I'm going to document this shit. And I probably ain't going to edit shit. How the fuck am I going to edit it? You know, I guess I can edit it with the app, but my phone is a piece of shit. And this is just raw footage, raw, straight up shit. No bullshit, no fillers, none of that shit. So, we'll see if this shit works. And I'll probably make a video maybe 2 to 3 times a week, maybe even more. Depending on how I feel, I'm going to make a video. Let's just show you where I'm at. So, follow me. Follow me on this journey. See what happens. And this is no bullshit. I'm living in my car. Here's some shit. And I got some clothes back there. You know. Got a washcloth. And good thing I work at a restaurant so I can eat. I can eat for free. Well, not free, but, you know, it'll be like 50 to 75% off. Shit like that. So, we'll see how it goes. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.